Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of our weekly Twitch streaming sessions. My name is Surtur from Slytherin, and I'll be your host for tonight, as we'll be taking a look at Buzz Aldrin's Space Program Manager. Like the title suggests, a game that lets you manage your own space program, designed and developed in cooperation with Buzz Aldrin himself, of course, the famous astronaut. Buzz Aldrin Space Program Manager has been featured on our Twitch streaming session before a number of months ago. Today, however, we do so in celebration of the iPad version release, which is actually releasing tomorrow or today, should you be in the correct time zone for that. So be sure to grab it there if you're looking for an iPad version of the game. We're also celebrating the recently released Tiger patch. This is a major patch that updates a great number of things in the game, and we'll be taking a look at a number of these updates and fixes in detail. If you're completely unfamiliar with the game, you might also be interested in watching our first streaming session, which can be found here on our Twitch channel as well as on our YouTube channel, where we go over the basics, take you through the first missions, and helping you get started. One of the awesome new features of the patch is the new tutorial, which is also a great way to get started if you are new to the game, or if you bought it before and had some problems getting started yourself. The new tutorial is really advised to let you guide. It helps you guide you through the basic setup of the game, and let you kick off your space program. In this case, however, what I want to do first, I'm going to show you all the options you have when you start a new game. You can play a Soviet campaign, a USA campaign, or a GSA campaign, meaning a global space agency, which includes missions from both Soviet and the USA. And there's also the sandbox mode, where you have more freedom, where you're not racing each other in the Cold War, as for example the Soviet or the USA campaign would have. In this case, I am going to take you through one of my save games, where I'm playing a Soviet sandbox game. And we're going to just briefly look over the basic features of the game to get everyone up to speed. So I'm going to press single player, I'm going to say load game, and I'm going to load one of my prepared save games here. So here we are. This is the main screen, the Space Program Manager main menu, as you will, or the main interface hub. Here we can see all the buildings we have in our space program, in our current space program agency. And we are again playing the Soviets here, and our job is to explore space, doing proper missions, sending out satellites, etc. This is very much an historical game, so this is not a game where you can take your hyperdrive and go Star Trek mode. This is a historical game about space exploration. I'm here in 1968. The game starts in 1955, so I'm a couple of years in already, and it lets you go all the way up to the to the moon, and as well as sending probes to Venus, Mars, etc. So from this screen we can access all different menus, where we can hire our staff to research stuff. We can hire staff, mission control staff that will guide us through our missions that we will be doing. Of course, we've got our astronauts, and we can hire new lads. We got a basic funding, and we have a number of projects listed that we are working towards. So we're working on the L3 Soyuz lunar landing, a Mars probe, and a Venus orbiter. The game is a turn-based game, so basically every turn equals 1/4 of a year, and I get a different amount of funding every year depending on how well I'm performing. So the better you're performing, the more money you have to do some awesome stuff, to open some exclusive programs, and the more money again you can generate for your program, the better people you can hire, etc, etc. Of course, with greater programs comes also more risks, and so it's always the balancing, because like in the real space program, nothing is certain. There can always be unexpected events. So here I've been doing the L3 Soyuz lunar landing missions. I had a couple of the flight tests already done, basic flight test, a crewed flight test, and now I'm going to do a uncrewed lunar orbital flight test. So I'm going to select this one from the list, And here we can see the basic setup. We can see the goals we can achieve by doing this mission, and a number of them we have already achieved by doing other missions. We got basic information about what the mission is, how does it work, how many prestige can we earn for this mission, how many flight controllers do we need, how many cosmonauts do we need, etc. In this case, we can see that this mission consists of the actual payload, the Soyuz spacecraft, and we need a booster or a rocket to get it actually into space. So by clicking on this, I get to select a booster, and we got 2 boosters that are available for it. I've been only developing one of them, which is the UR-700 booster, which is a human-rated rocket. Although we're not sending humans into space now, it is very much, the Soyuz is very much a module that is that can send humans into space, so it is good to develop this one. So we're going to select it, and now we have our proper modules selected that we want to use for this flight. We can click on our advisor on Korolev, and he was saying that there are no penalties due to unachieved goals, something we'll go into later in a bit more detail. The combined reliability of the components is 93%, meaning that I've got my components, the booster and the spacecraft, fairly well researched, very reliable, fairly well tested. So the advisor says, I believe it's safe to launch the mission. So what we're going to do, we're going to prepare this mission. So we're going to schedule it to do it for the next turn. I'm going to say assemble, and here I'm in the screen where I have to choose all the people I want to have as flight controllers. This can be done manually by clicking on them and selecting the people you have hired from the list. If you're coming back to this game after a while, you can see that we got faces implemented now for all people rather than the shades for many. It's a very nice touch indeed. Or, and it will automatically, I should say, put the highest values on top, so you don't have to look for the proper values. You can see the value that's needed here is propulsion. It's highlighted and it's immediately at the top of the list. If you don't want to do them all one by one, or if you trust the computer to do it for you, you can click the auto assign button and it will select the people for you. Having done that, you click confirm assignments. We have to pay a significant amount of money for this mission, but so be it. And we have scheduled this mission for next turn. So when I press next turn, we're gonna get into the mission and we're gonna see the shuttle, the spacecraft take off, hopefully. Before I do that, however, I want to have some improvements here in my in some of my buildings. For example, my research building here, the set center, meaning scientists, engineers, and technicians. I can currently have 14 guys over there. I currently have 12 and 0 are available. They're all assigned to different projects. So I'm going to hire 2 more of them first. So I'm going to go to the setting. I'm going to click hire button. And here I got the pool of possible people to hire for my space program. In this case, I am looking to develop my EVA suits for my eventual moon landing, which I hope to will take place soon. So I'm gonna select them with the highest EVA suits first. Here, for example, we have Alek Pakomov, who has a EVA suit of 65%, which is not extremely high, but for a basic number we can still develop it later. It's a fairly good start, so we're gonna hire him, and we need a second one as well. 56 and a 93 intelligence, meaning it's able to learn very quickly, better skills. So he would also be a great addition to our team. So having selected these 2, I'm going to hire the recruits, and before I can use them, however, they're going to undergo basic training. Now I know that in the coming turns I want to be able to use more researchers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade this building, or this building here. So I'm going to click on the construction mode, and again, if you come back to this game after a while, you can see the tooltips have also been implemented, much requested feature. We're going to click on the SET center, and we press the upgrade button. It's going to take us 2 seasons. It's going to take us cost us some money, but in the end we will have the ability to have 20 employees rather than the 14 we have now. The same I want to do for the mission control center. The mission control center we have over here, we currently have all 13 of 13 hired. We got 2 free at the moment because 11 are set to the mission that's scheduled for next turn. So we want to have some more so we can get some more missions at the same time going on, because I want to get some Mars probes out there, and that's going to cost us several turns. So I'm going to keep in construction mode, and I'm going to upgrade the mission control center. Again, it's going to take me some turn, and we can see here that these are being constructed. Next we have 2 mission controllers that are not doing anything at the moment. We can easily find them by filtering, and we're going to give them some training to try and make them a bit better when they get into the following mission. Freshly hired people, and they have relatively low stats. So we're going to train them in mission operations, which is a fairly good chance that will be needed for that in one of the bigger missions, such as the moon landing mission itself. And we're going to keep them at a single training course. The alternative is the continuous training course, which one will actually allow you to say keep in training until you reach this specific level. Hello Jim Windsor, any ETA on the iOS version of this game coming out? Excellent question, Jim. It's actually coming out tomorrow, so keep your eyes out on the iTunes store and you should be able to grab it. And welcome Frumpole. Glad you could make it. So having done that, we have set up our people. We got 1 astronaut at the moment not doing anything. We got Sebastian here, and we're going to send him to advanced training. He has a very good leadership value already. We're going to try and improve his piloting a bit. We're going to send him to a single training course for pilot. And we're going to go back to the space complex. Now these are all, let's take a quick look at this screen. Here we can select for the different planets, different missions we want to do. So we got 10 missions available for Earth. We got 2 missions available for Mars. We got missions available for Venus, and we got missions available for the Moon. So when I click on them, you get to select different missions you can choose. For example, space planes. And I got a program here, the PKA space plane, which I started a while ago. And then I had to close it because it wasn't my maximum number of mission. But Enactver actually did the joint launch and orbital flight. So for the sake of showing you how this works, you click on it to say open program, and now we can see the program here, and we can also see it listed here in our manage programs tab. We can also assign scientists to it now should we want to, although the reliability of the components here, we got our Soyuz booster well researched and our PKA plane as well, so we can use this mission to get a bit of extra prestige for relatively few cost at a later point. At the moment, however, this mission would require 4 flight controllers, and we have 0 available, or we would have 2 available if we hadn't sent them to advanced training. And we can see that Polar Motion has also joined us in the Twitch chat. The Polar Motion is the developer of Buzz Aldrin Space Program Manager, so should you have any questions on the game itself, he is there to answer any of your questions and help you out. Also, any feedback on the game, etc. is much appreciated. So we're going to go back into the screen in a second. First, we're going to press the end turn button and see if we can get our planned launch going. Here we can see how our research is going across the turns, so we can see some improvement in the spacesuit, although I started a bit late with researching them actually. The same goes for these components, and these are components we want to use for our eventual moon landing. So we got our lunar lander here. And we're also researching this Mars probe, which is actually going on pretty well. So there's a fairly good chance that next turn we're going to be able to schedule this one to go. So I'm going to press proceed here. and we are gonna launch the mission. We got a component reliability of 93%. We can earn a great deal of prestige should we win it, and of course the prestige deduction of failure is fairly high as well. Good thing though, in this case it's an uncrewed flight test, and so there's no chance of actually losing astronauts in this one due to some catastrophic mission. If you want, you can actually skip these uncrewed tests and go to the crewed test, immediately sending in your astronauts. Though this comes at great risk. So here we go. Here we got the start of the screen. Here we can see the basic outlining of all the mission and all the steps required. We can see to our left all the components involved, or the flight controllers involved. And to our right we get a basic status indication, where of course green would be good and red would be failure. Here we can see our basic components reliability. The higher this is, of course, the more chance a mission will go well. So I'm going to press start, and we're going to watch the mission unfold and see if there's anything, see if everything goes as planned. And already there is an issue, and actually this is quite a good thing because it allows me to show you one of the new features of this patch, and it is actually the Tiger teams hiring, and Tiger teams are special teams that you can hire in at last moment should there be issues. They're external teams by paid experts, and they will increase your chance of success. Though they're extremely expensive, of course, because they're coming last moment. They're again very good private experts. So in this case, I don't want to spend too much on this. It's still very early. There's a lot that still can go wrong. So I'm just going to hire one team to boost the percentage a bit, just to show you how this would work. So we hired one of the Tiger teams, and the issue has been managed to be fixed. So we can go ahead with the launch. And we have taken off. We are in space. We can hear the Russian chatter in the background. But please, I hope you can hear it as well. Please let me know if this isn't the case. And there we go. We can follow the steps here. Now we got a nice look at the moon. So far so good. And we're going back to Earth. Very nice view of Europe and North Africa. Re-entry and descent, and eventually recovery. You can see there's a significant amount of detail here in seeing all the steps visually represented. The more complex the missions, of course, the more steps you will see, the more things that can go wrong throughout. In this case, we had some startup problems, but we managed to fix it. We managed to get a good amount of prestige and get a nice new patch. And here we can see again the overview. Watch by step. Here we can see there was a minor glitch, but we managed to solve it, possibly with the help of the Tiger team. Overall, though, the rest was successful. And we can also see that the components have had a nice upgrade in reliability thanks to the mission, and a number of our mission controllers actually has improved their skill as well in what they do. Of course, we had no astronauts on this mission, so this one is grayed out. So having done that, we're gonna get our turn report. We got astronauts coming from their rest season from one of the previous missions. We have achieved a new goal. We hired a couple of scientists and they're undergoing basic training. So we launched the mission successfully and we reopened the PKA spaceplane mission. There is some bad news as well. Unfortunately, an important reliability test has revealed a significant design flaw in the following mission components. The Mars probe with a minus 9.4% in reliability. This is actually pretty bad news altogether. This is quite an annoying event for me, as it slows down a number of my plans. And the upgrade has started for the set center and the mission control center, so that's again good news. So since then we have had some setbacks with the reliability of number of more advanced possible missions, such as the ones in the lunar flight. We're going to schedule a different mission for now, because we're going to do one of the PKA missions here. So we've opened the program and we're going to do the joint launch orbital flight. We got very high reliability for all the assets, and we're going to schedule the mission, and it's a good in-between mission between the bigger ones, and it allows us to redevelop our Mars probe again a bit. So I'm going to auto-assign the best candidates. So we got some very qualified people here. The flight director is a special place really, because the flight director has to know a bit of everything, which makes sense for someone who's expected to keep sight over everything that's going on. So we're going to confirm the assignments, and we're going to select 2 cosmonauts. I spoke of astronauts earlier, which is my bad. We're playing the Russian side, of course. So we got cosmonauts, and this is actually a mission containing 2 space planes. So we're going to confirm, and we're going to pay up the cash they need, of course, and we got the mission scheduled now. Aside from that, we got 7 people not really doing anything at the moment. I have to see. I'll probably want to use them next mission, so there's not a whole lot of point in sending them to training at this time. Let's take a look at how the Mars probe is doing now then, because it was doing fairly well. We got a 72% reliability now, which is actually too low to be able to safely launch it. I'm not overly convinced. Should you, I mean, a lot of these things, or basically all of these missions you can set, are based on history, or on at least paper history, meaning that they were designed, they were thought of, they were seriously considered. If you're not familiar with these, however, and you want to get more info, you can click on little Buzz Aldrin's hat here to get into the Buzzopedia, or to get more historical information. When was it launched, when was it built, when was it designed, etc., and a description of the different components. This goes into quite a bit of detail, so if you're a fan of these of the setting of the space race time and of the space race hardware, this is really the game for you. And there's also more information on the mission, so you can check in advance different stages you have to go through. The cool thing about the Mars probe is, one of the reasons why I want you to show it, is actually a mission that takes multiple seasons, because of course a trip to Mars is not done in a single moment. So having done all this, we're going to press End Turn again, and we're going to hopefully see our PKA spaceplane mission doing some awesome stuff. So we're continuing designing again. The Mars probe is again coming above the 80. I want to have it at least at 80 before I feel confident about launching the probe. It's a lot of investment, takes a lot of time, and if it fails at the final moment, it's extremely frustrating, and of course not very cost efficient. These things are slowly but steadily going on. we got the building finished, so we can hire a number of new guys to help on these projects. So here we have the components reliability 98%, which is about as high as it can get. We can get a decent amount of prestige should we succeed, but of course we got 2 cosmonauts in the air, so the chance of failure and losing 2 cosmonauts can cause a significant prestige drop as well. So we're going to launch the mission, and we're going to monitor, of course, from mission control. Here we can see there are a great deal of steps involved, so it's quite a complicated mission. And again, a problem at step 2. Although even if we don't do anything, there's still a 93.9% chance that we manage to fix it. So I'm not inclined to waste money on this. And thank God, they managed to fix the issue. I mean, there's a big chance that it actually goes well. But there's always that small chance that something can go horribly wrong, and especially when you got cosmonauts in the air, when you're playing with human lives. Yes, Metalasil is right. There's one cosmonaut here with only about 50% rating, which is not as high. But I hope it would be compensated a bit by the high component reliability as well as the high quality of the mission control staff. It's a bit of a gamble, definitely. But because of the bad event last turn, with the significant drawback to all the component reliabilities, I needed something to fill the gap and get the flow of prestige coming in. So here we can see the second plane taking off without problems this time. Yes, there's a horrible lot to worry about here. And even more so once we get onto further away from Earth, get more complicated maneuvers, get more components that can be broken one way or another. Although so far we can see here, for example, the component reliability is fairly good. We got some flickering here with the spaceplane system. This is of course never a good thing. And now it's up to our cosmonauts. And again, one of them, Cosmonaut B here, is not the best trained cosmonaut ever. Now we're doing the re-entry. System's normal. Step 15. We got the unpowered descent going on now, so we're getting prepared to land. And landing success. So that's at least one cosmonaut being safely on the ground. Frumple asking how much pressure is on the player to actually take the risk. If you play the sandbox mode like I'm doing now, there's not a whole lot of pressure other than the goals you set yourself. If you play the campaign mode, you are in a direct race with the other team or with the other side of the Cold War. So you get messages what they are doing. And in this case, it's a tough choice really. How much do I have? I have 21,000. So I can't even hire 3 of them. I don't want to waste too much money. I'm going to hire one team again and hope they don't screw it up. It's actually not the cosmonaut that appears to be screwing up here. And we got a failure. The re-entry has failed and we lost a significant amount of prestige points. The orientation thrusters to control the spacecraft attitude in space don't respond to the cosmonaut's input. The angle of attack of the spaceplane can't be controlled before re-entry, and unprotected portions of the PKA are exposed to ionized plasma, causing airframe disintegration. Oh my gosh, that's quite the horrible death. So we got a downgrade in the PKA spaceplane program, and we have a booster upgrade because the booster worked, of course, fine. Not a whole lot happening here, and we have one cosmonaut only left here, the other one being deceased. So that's a step for next turn as well, hiring a number of new cosmonauts. I should have actually had a pool of reserves in advance. So we're gonna press done here, and we can see here that we have a fallen cosmonaut, Igor Gelov. Get some engineers finished from basic training. Again, we filled the mission and we finished our buildings. So that's the good news. We can hire, as indicated by the new graphics, a significant number of new people, which we're gonna do. We're gonna hire people. I want people that are good with probes, since I want the Mars and Venus probe to go out at some point. Sorry, I'm in the wrong screen here. So Kim is supposed to be fairly good with probes, and good with EVA suits as well. So that's nice. Fairly intelligent, not very motivated, but no one's perfect, I suppose. And we need a couple more. Let's have another specialist of EVA suits. More or less specialists again. They're all fairly mediocre. We get class from the horse as well. Just get a couple really, to get some more research going. The same goes for flight controllers. We need a couple more for the bigger missions. I don't have enough people, I think, for mission operations. As you can see, you can very easily select people by different stats here, ranging up or down. It's a fairly user-friendly interface. It's quite easy to find your way around, especially with the new tooltips added in, or new. They've been there for some time now, but they help you find your way pretty easily. So we get a bit more missions at the same time. We have two people that just finished their basic training, having done work on EVA suits. I'm going to have you continue training. I'm going to assign you to the suit section. So why would we go here to programs, for example, and we select the Soyuz, where we're still trying to get the orbital flight going. We can see here the mission components going fine. Of course, I'm in the wrong mission here. For the final landing, we are going to need the EVA suits, as we can see here. So I'm going to go to mission components, select the suits, and we got two people working on there. And I'm going to send a third person on it. As you can see, it makes a bit of a difference here, although it's still very far away. So we got these going well. We're no longer developing the Soyuz itself. It's already at the 97% reliability, which is actually above the maximum R&D reliability we can get. And we are going to go back here, and we got our researchers still working, and we have to see if we can plan actually a new mission. So I'm not quite happy with the way the PKA plane went. How far is our Mars orbiter developed now? Let's see. not far enough, 75%. I'll probably wait until next turn to start and schedule it. We got quite a number of good people on there with 93 and 91% skill. So there's really not a whole lot we can do to speed it up. Our Venus probe is not being developed at the moment. We're currently focusing all our probe guys on the Mars one, although we got some new guys coming in soon, and after they got some decent training, we'll be able to send them out. This means that at the moment we don't have an awful lot of guys needed here. Let's see what we need for the next flyby mission. We're going to need more astronauts, definitely. So we're going to hire a couple of new astronauts here. Ideally with a bit high leadership skills and fairly high intelligence. So those are quite good. She's quite expensive actually, but so is the rest. Let's take Dennis. No, let's not go for cheap here. We kind of lost one of our astronauts already. Hire 2 more. Do I need more? Yes, let's get a couple of more to be sure. I cannot okay. So we're gonna press and turn and just keep on developing for now. We're in the quarter. Okay, so our lunar lander is going steadily. And our other parts as well. The UR700 booster is still doing well, and the probe is doing at 78.6%. So we're just going to schedule this mission. Got some astronauts coming back from training, so that's very good. So now we can probably schedule 2 missions really even. Let's see. We're going to manage program, and first I want to schedule is the Mars orbiter. I feel like we got decent enough reliability. One of it is below 80%, but again, I already screwed up with the last mission, so I need to get some good results here. So I'm going to say yes, assemble now. I'm going to have the candidates auto-assigned. I'm going to confirm. And I'm going to assemble, see if I can assemble the PKA flight once more. This is a bit of a gamble, really. But they say when you get kicked off the horse, go right back on it, or you'll catch the fear. So that's what we're going to do here. Again, according to assessment, he says it's safe, so let's schedule and assemble. We got enough people here to manage. We send our best astronauts at it, so we got much higher skills this time. Now we got to try again. So we got 2 missions lined up for next season. Then we have 4 people doing nothing this season, so we're going to send them to training. To get good at the different disciplines. You got very good missions operators. Right. Having done that, I am going to once again press the end turn button. And at the season, we got increased comic reliability again, but it goes too slowly actually. We really need to free up some manpower, get some skilled people in there. And the Mars probe is doing well, is above 80% now. We're going to proceed again, and we're going to watch the scheduled mission. And this is a long mission. It takes 3 quarters in total. So we're only going to see the first part here, which is the Mars probe leaving the Earth orbit on its way. And there we go again. We're waiting. We're doing the countdown as we speak. and success. So everything seems to be okay for the liftoff, and we got it. We're heading into space now. This booster has definitely proven to be very reliable. Apart from some minor glitches, it never actually failed in this campaign for now. And there we're going. And the probe is loose. So it's on its own now, heading for Mars, doing the Earth-Mars transit. And succeeding. So we got the first part succeeded. We get a minor amount of prestige here. It's not too impressive to send something into space at this point in the campaign. The next mission though should hopefully generate for us a lot more prestige. We also got nice upgrades in the reliability for these modules, so that's going to bode well for the future missions, and minor improvements for the people working on these. So this mission was a success. Now go to the one that failed the previous one of the previous seasons, and we're going to try it again. And we're going to monitor it for mission control. Launching a mission for the first time is always exciting. Launching a mission for the second time because it failed the first time is even worse for the nerves. Because having a mission failed for the second time, especially when it considers when it entails cosmonauts risking their lives, is quite a different story. And there we go, we got liftoff for the first rocket that sends the PKA into the air. So far so good. We got a slight blink here at the booster, but it manages to go well nonetheless. And here we have it. The space plane is free and is into orbital flight now, passing Earth. And it's time we sent the second PKA into the sky. So the booster is waiting, is ready for launch. All systems green, and let's go for liftoff. I already get nervous when I see these lights blinking. Sending success. And we got into the spacecraft deployment phase now, where we should be able to see the PKA spaceplane coming through in a second, and there is an issue. A problem occurred and the flight controllers are working on it to fix it. The question for us is, do we hire a team to fix it? I really want to finish this mission this time, so I'm inclined to hire actually 2 teams to get a decent percentage here. And they're trying to fix it, and they managed to fix it. Okay. That's good, that's good. Though last time it went wrong during re-entry, which, gosh, must have been a horrible death. So hopefully this goes better this time. And we got another issue. We got 27,000. Let's hire 1 team. And they managed to fix it again. Okay. Oh god. Retro fire, so it's slowing down and doing the re-entry now. Okay. Success, okay. So at least we got further than we got last time. Let's see if we can get a decent landing in. And another issue. 16,000. We can't even hire 2 teams. We only have money for 1. I'm inclined to do it anyway. Come on. Oh, oh gosh. Unpowered descent failed and another failure. Right, this mission is cursed. Only one of the 2 wings properly deploys and the space plane enters into a violent spin, knocking the cosmonaut out. PKA crashes, killing. Oh my gosh. That is quite horrible. Okay, yeah, I'm a bit speechless to be honest. Sebastian died. I'm sorry, Sebi. It was great having you work for us. I'm going to press done here, and we're going to close this program because, again, it's cursed. So let's see what other messages we have here. The following flight controllers graduated. Okay, that's good. We got some set personnel ready for graduate from basic training as well. So we got some more researchers lined up to do stuff. And we have failed the last mission, and we succeeded in one of them, or at least in part of one of them. So having done that, we have to see what to do with our new guys here that just came out of basic training. I want to give them some more training so they can get good at what they should be doing. A-suits and space probes. You're a guy for easy. Good. And we need to hire some new astronauts again, with the pool getting smaller and smaller. For the rest of the year even. Okay, so we have to wait a couple of turns for that as well. So that's fairly unfortunate. Poor Dima has seen 2 of his comrades die already in the same mission. So having done that, we have to see what to do with the rest of the flight controllers. I think I'm inclined to, well, they're all got fairly high stats. Just gonna leave them for now and hit the end turn and see how our Mars probe, if it fares better than the rest. The booster is doing very well, and we need to get some help on these guys. We got 50% reliability, or close to 50% for the spacesuits, but the automatic docking system is not there yet and needs further work. The lander is coming along quite nicely though. And there we go. We're gonna assign the flight controllers. We got the best guys still on it. So we're gonna confirm here and resume the missions and watch it from mission control. So here we are going sight from Mars, going past it. So we're heading into Mars orbit, and already there's an issue. Let's see what we can do about this time. We can hire 1 team for fairly cheaply. I'm inclined to do that and get a bit of a boost here. So this Tiger choice you get here is actually new. It gives you a bit of input in the chances of what you can do during the mission, which was much requested by the community. At the same time, it also forces you to make a lot more hard choices, especially in the missions I did with the PKA, where you have the cosmonauts in the air. Like how much money are you willing to spend to possibly save lives? Quite huge choices and quite a bit of dilemmas that, of course, had to be made by space program managers in history and at the moment as well. So here we got the Mars Probe patch, we got the Orbiter patch. So that's all very good. We got higher component reliability, and we got a great deal of prestige with it as well to make up for a bit of the losses we had before. So that's definitely a good thing. And now we got new Jupiter probes and Saturn probes. Let's see who's doing nothing here. We're gonna have you study. We're gonna have you work on it immediately. We got other people studying spacesuits already. So we're going here into the program manager for the Soyuz. Not this one. Let's see. Mission and components. I'm gonna have you work on it. You're actually better than the other guy here, so we're gonna switch them around. The more to the left they are, the more their involvement is in the process. So you want to have your best people on the left on the first spot, and the lesser people more towards the right. Generally, that is. So this is going well. This is going fairly well. This one is being very slowly. Of course, we got only one person on it. We might actually, I'm inclined to send people on it from different projects. Got a lot of people on the Mars probe. Let's wait one more turn until that one is actually finished. We can hire 2 more people as well. Well, we're no longer allowed to hire any more employees this year, so we're going to press enter and get into the new year and get some new astronauts as well, because there's a fairly good chance we might spend some more in the coming missions if things continue to go like this. And we have more progress again in our basic systems, although the docking system is still lagging behind. The Mars probe has really reached its limit, so I'm gonna get the people off from there, get them assigned to different projects. So we got the final stage in the mission, stage 3 of 3 of the Mars Orbiter mission, and of course we're gonna resume the mission. We still got the same flight controllers there, and we're gonna see if we can get into the proper orbit. So this is the final stage of the 3-season mission. We can see the red planet here, and we managed to do it. And although this was only a small step, it concludes a huge mission and one of the furthest missions away of mankind at this time. So we got a lot of prestige, we got a lot of new patches or achievements, or whatever you wish to call them. So we got the study of the surface of the atmosphere, we got the study mapping of the surface of Mars, etc. And some minor gains in the for the skills of the flight controllers involved. And the following missions have ended. That's very good. So having done this, we can actually immediately go to the program for the Mars Orbiter, because we have finished everything we can do here. So we can close the program, and in doing so, we can assign these people to different programs. I'm especially inclined to get the Venus program started off. So let's get 2 of our best guys on it to get some significant gains here. And I also want to see if I can do anything to boost the I want to close this program as well, to be honest. I'm not going to do it anymore. Select this rocket here. The 88% reliability is not good, actually. It's the only thing we have. Lander test the moon orbit. Let's see for this Can we get him some help? It's not a whole lot, to be honest, for Leonid. But every bit counts. I can hire again 2 more people to do so, to help out. I'm gonna hire them, and we need some new astronauts as well. We got 3 standing by at the moment. We need a couple of more, ideally with high leadership and good intelligence. Get some reserve, get some backup here. And having done that, let's see if we can plan the next mission, which would be another test, a lunar orbital flight with 3 people on board. Do we have the capacity to do that? Yes, we do. So we're going to assemble it. Again, we're going to assign our best people here. Some fairly high quality ones, a couple of weaker links in it, but overall I'd say we're doing quite well. Confirming and get the people here. And these guys are not very good actually. The point is, if I train them, it takes another 3 turns for marginal gains. I'm just gonna take the risk. Did I schedule it now? Let's see. Manage programs. And there we have it. Lunar orbital test flight. Yes, it's scheduled. Okay. The other 3 who are doing nothing here, we're gonna upgrade their capabilities. Trajectory. And I'm just making them focus whatever they do best already. So it's the quickest way to level them up. And I'm gonna press end turn here. Or end season. There are scheduled missions that have not been assembled yet. Right. That was what I forgot. Confirm assignments, and assemble. Very good. Going well. Get a slight boost. Again, above the 90. And this one has started to go now as well, the Venus probe. And we're gonna go launch mission. We're gonna watch it from monitor control. Yes, should that fail again, I would definitely be fired at some point, or be allowed to resign under some medium amount of pressure. Luckily, this is the sandbox mode, so I can be considered a god basically within the agency. The funny thing is that for the PKA planes, it was actually the reliability issue, even though the reliability was above 98% or 95%. But were technical issues rather than issues with the pilots, which I thought initially were the weaker links here. But again, anything can happen really. All of this is uncharted territory more or less. So there are no certainties. And that's what makes every time you press like, show me this mission, let me try this mission, makes it quite a thrill. And again, I see lights starting flickering, etc. Now we got another issue, 70%. A problem occurred. We got a couple of lives on the line here. We got a decent stash of cash, so to say. So I want to take the least possible chance here. And despite that, we get a catastrophic mission. Oh my gosh. And the booster gets a significant downgrade. We've been working so hard to get the reliability up at this level. And again, two. Oh my gosh, we got 4 cosmonauts deceased already. This is the Americans must be laughing their asses off right now. So we're gonna hire new people again. And of course we're at the maximum for this year already. So then all our hope is at the probe itself. I'm going to assign you to the spacesuit. I think the pool of possible cosmonauts is getting smaller and smaller. It's not as popular a job as it once was. 73. Here we have just got a bit of an extra. The other one we're going to train. We're going to train you. Don't need EVA anymore after this. Let's get you along continuous space probe training. So now I told him keep into training until you reach that certain level. If you don't want to micro them every 3 turns. So having done that, let's take a look if we can do anything to speed up our Venus mission then. Because the lander will have to wait for some time. Crew spacecraft, they're all occupied. Tough one. You're very good with space probes, you're already on it. You're quite good with space probe, but this is the one element that's lacking behind. So okay, I'm going to keep it like this for now. And I'm going to press end season. Let's see if we can open some new programs actually. That might be a cool idea. So if we can do anything to get some of our prestige back. Because in the last year I've been having a steady prestige altogether. There's the after the Mars probe there is the Mars orbiter lander. So that might be a cool one actually. So we're going to open this one. We already have a basic reliability of 48.4%. We know the way around Mars now. We can use our Proton K booster, which is actually has a higher reliability at the moment than our other one. We just need to reassign someone from another project to start working on it. So then I am still going to make the choice to reassign Stanislas to get it here started. This one is going actually fairly well. This one has had a major boost, so it's approaching the 90%. And here we can see our new vehicle, our Mars lander, the Mars 2. So far so good. I want to try again the previous mission, but we don't have the astronauts available at the moment. They'll be in basic training for 2 seasons. And even then their capabilities are mediocre, but time is really pushing, so it's a tricky one. Here we got 2 people finished doing what they were supposed to do. So let's see. You got decent breeding in space probes. It's not high enough though. Where's the other? Let's use the filters again. Crude spacecraft. Just keep training, mate. You can do it. You need 2 more seasons, so you need. And this one has just reached 80% now, or 79.1. This one is reaching 70 almost. Okay, so far so good. New people graduate from advanced training. Next turn we can do the we can schedule the mission. Right. Very good. Very good. Target prestige. So this is every 4 years your budget gets reevaluated based on the prestige you have, and there's a target prestige you have to get. So these are basically the targets that are that you get from command or from the politicians, from the government, saying you need to get this target, you need to get a man on the moon, you need to get a satellite in the air, etc. And all of these grant you prestige, and if you get enough prestige you get more budget and you can get more projects running, get more people, etc, etc. So these are my new prospects, and so we need to get 90,000 out there. You're asking here, are there different difficulty levels? Yes, there are 3 different difficulty levels you can play on, and this impacts, for example, how much money you get, how much prestige you need for these budget increases, etc. So we're going to again plan the new mission, manage programs, 88.3, 97.3. Schedule, assemble, so we get people something to do, confirm. Again, we got our new astronauts because our proper ones perished. So we're taking another risk, but we are playing the Soviet Union, which is where the people love to make sacrifices for the greater good. Let me put it politically correct. And the 3 people that are not doing anything here, that are not needed for the immediate mission, are going to be sent to advanced training, further different disciplines, and to get better. Right, the same goes for the 2 lads that aren't assigned here. What do you have? You got very good in crude spacecraft, so I'm going to assign you to a project going, and you as well actually, class. So going here, checking the different components, I got a guy that was fairly good now for the EVA suits. We got your class taking his place, and here we 84%. And the last guy we're sending to training to continue to improve it. Right. So we got 1 astronaut not actually doing stuff, so we're going to train him into in leadership. And with that, we're going to end the season and hope for a successful mission this time. So this will be the final mission of tonight. let me hope that it will be a successful one, so I at least uh, leave for home tonight with my head held high and remaining uh, keep having some pride. And there we go. Fingers crossed indeed. And already an issue. 33,000. We got quite a bunch of money, so we're gonna throw all the money we have at it. Okay, so far so good. We managed to fix the issue. And another issue arises, and again, I'm inclined to throw all the money at it I have because I've put my entire career on this one mission now. Systems normal, problem solved. We're gonna park in orbit now. This is only step 6 out of 18 and already 2 issues arose, so this is not good. At some point I will run out of money for Tiger teams. At least if they die now, they have seen the moon up close. Let's give them that. And another issue here, and again, I'm just gonna the difference is not huge actually between these two. Okay. Okay, good. Let's save up some money for the next issue that will arise. What affects the chances of success is an excellent question, Type. The chances of success of a mission depends on a great number of factors, being the reliability of the components, the professionality of the people involved, that meaning the cosmonauts and the mission control, and of course, like what stage is the mission in. So once your Mars probe, for example, the one that we saw earlier, leaves Earth orbit, the booster no longer matters. So if your booster reliability is very low, but you get past that stage, it won't obstruct the mission further. So for each point in the mission, it checks what boosters or what components are used and what's their reliability and what's the skill of the people that are working with it to possibly solve any issue that might come up. A great summary there by Slithering Group Moderator. Oh my gosh. My cash reserves are just running out so fast.
На борту порядок, все в норме.
Yes, the good thing is here I got to show you a lot of the new feature of the Tiger teams during this stream. So that's definitely a plus here. And come on, the final step.
На борту порядок, самочувствие хорошее.
There we go. Landing success, recovery. Success, okay. It cost us pretty much the entire budget for a couple of years. But we got a success. It took us a lot more missions and we went through a lot more cosmonauts than I would have wanted. So our plans for actually landing on the moon in 1970-71, which I was actually hoping to achieve at some point, are nowhere near reached. But we managed to get the mission. We got a significant boost in our prestige here, so if we can keep this up, that would be very good. So from here, if I were to play further, I would continue following this track. I got 2 more missions going, the last one being the actual landing. And as well as, of course, I would continue to do the different probes with the Venus orbiter, having a fairly high reliability already, so in a couple of turns, perhaps in a year time, it would be able to launch as well. Anyway, so that's a quick overview of Buzz Aldrin Space Program Manager, the game where nothing is certain, as far as we've seen, and where you need a lot of catch reserves in order to make the best use of your Tiger teams. So everyone, the iPad version is actually coming out tomorrow, so you can pick it up for iPad if you prefer playing on that console rather than on the PC. The PC version is out from our own sites as well as on Steam. You can click on the banner below this stream to get you immediately to the Steam page and have a go from there, or of course continue to read some forums, get some more info on the game. But it's a very fun game. There's a lot of history in there as well, with the different sites you can play, with a lot of the historical components, historical plans. So overall, it's a great game for anyone who's interested in the space race or in space exploration itself. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will pray for my deceased cosmonauts, and we will see you again next week with a new stream and a new game. Thanks everyone. See you.